Hello, I'm Bernie Norcott-Mahany. I work at the Bluefoot branch of the Kansas City Public Library, and I also teach at Johnson County Community College. And April is National Poetry Month, and I am taking some time each day to share my reading of a poem. It's not that I feel that my reading is necessarily significant or well done, but that I want just to demonstrate by my own efforts the practice of reading poems aloud. Poems are meant to be read aloud, they're meant to be heard. The Latin word for poem is carmen, which means song, and one of the Greek words for poem is ode, which also means song. So the idea is that these were more maybe like folk songs in their day than poems as we know them, but there is still music to the poems. And today's poem is one of the sonnets by William Shakespeare, Sonnet 116. Sonnets are known by their number, and sonnet is a particular poetic form. It has 14 lines. The Shakespearean sonnet has a different rhyme scheme than the Italian or Petrarchan sonnet, but both forms, either the Petrarchan sonnet, which has 8 lines and 6, as opposed to the Shakespearean, which has 12 lines and 2. They are fixed forms. One of the things that this particular sonnet, which is a well-known sonnet, you'll as soon as I give you the first line, you'll say, "Yeah, I know that poem." He plays with language here, so we've got language working against itself, and that's one of the things I think Shakespeare does best. He really uses language very well to get the most out of words. So, without further ado, here is Sonnet 116 by William Shakespeare. Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. Love is not love, which alters when it alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is an ever-fixed mark, that looks on tempest and is never shaken. It is the star to every wandering bark, whose worth's unknown, although his height be taken. Love's not time's fool, though rosy lips and cheeks within his bending sickle's compass come. Love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of doom. If this be error, and upon me proved, I never writ, nor no man ever loved. So that was Sonnet 116, and you get some of that play here, which alters when it alteration finds, that play there, or bends with the remover to remove, rather nice there. We get the nice contrast between the physicality of love, which is associated with youth, so we get rosy lips and cheeks of a young woman, but then the reference then to death, so that love actually is not just there in those tender moments of youth, but bears it out even to the edge of doom. So it's a rather striking statement, and actually a rather nice statement, and I think it's this type of statement that actually the English Romantics are really holding on to, and to some extent, in the 20th century, you've got philosophies where you can make something a particular way by sort of willing it so, right, by living that out. And so we get some of that here, that love is not just those aspects that we might see in a picture, but rather it expresses this depth and this length and this fixedness that's always there. So that was Sonnet 116 by William Shakespeare, and I will be back tomorrow with another poem.